Yo, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Carvers and Creators, a weekly demonstration and discussion with sculptors, carvers, and multi-talented artists from around the world. If you're a fan of the show and you like what we do, give us a like and a follow on the platform you're watching us on, and in the comments, let us know where you're watching from. We always love that part. That's always fun.
Why not?
Let's meet the artists. First, he is my good buddy. He is an amazing sculptor and artist from Tucson, Arizona. And his name is Matt Harper. He's right over there. Check him out.
Okay, with this guy.
Look at, can you do that with your eye? Do that thing with your eyebrow again. That's amazing. That's like way higher than the average human being.
Well, I have a lot more forehead than most people. So
is that what it is? I don't know. It's super impressive.
Yeah,
Sounds bogus.
so they're like caterpillars. They do whatever they want.
I like the Super Bowl commercial. Did you see that with the guy from America?
Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic. But by the way, my name is Paul Dever. I'm an artist and sculptor from Boston, Massachusetts. And our guest tonight is a world-renowned portrait sculptor and artist whose amazing work can be seen in things like The Shape of Water, Guillermo Del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, Nightmare Alley, Apocalypto, and many, many more. Tonight, we're hanging with Mr. Mike Hill.
Hey, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. There he is.
Oh, it's an honor. Thanks for joining us.
And we got our. I just got to jump this one in here. We got our buddy John.
Mr.
John
Fuller.
Mr. Fuller says hello.
Hey, John. How you feeling, mate?
If he's typing, he's back.
He's back. He's typing in all caps too. Look, it's all caps.
Good.
I mean,
People have not
good.
done to John's little fun. Please do, because he's a great.
Yeah, we love our John. Oh, here he goes.
On the mend.
On the mend. Yes, you are. Thank goodness.
Senya.
Yeah,
Nice.
and Senya say hello. How are you? We got the,
guys.
our pal.
Oh, hello. Go on. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you're back again. Damn. So for the people at home, we're having rain here in California, and somehow it knocks out the internet. I apologize if I keep going in and out.
Hey,
How you guys gonna go all electric if you can't even get the internet straightened out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's next. That's next.
But listen, we will roll with it. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm not frozen. I'm only kidding.
Oh yeah, okay. You're screwing around now.
Testing. The internet's fine here. We're covered in ice and snow. We're used to it. Well, welcome to the show. It's an honor to have you on. Such fans of your work. It's actually confusing and depressing for us to look at your work. How another human being can sculpt that well. But I digress. I am honored to have you on the show. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. It's very kind. You guys do great work too. Again, it's just a different medium with a different skill set.
Yeah, it's around for like 48 hours and then starts to get fuzzy and we throw it away.
Well, I tried to carve a pumpkin and I sucked at it. So there you go. Each to their own.
Yeah, it's whatever you practice.
I don't know where you're getting these magic pumpkins from. You can carve because I can't find one. I'll tell you.
Well, we became kind of pumpkin snobs over the years because now we don't go to the regular Bonds or Safeway. We go to the farm and we go to so we find the ones that just speak to us. You have to tap them and they have a little voice says, "Pick me."
We've got a guy, as they say. Everybody has a guy, a pumpkin guy.
Well, don't you? It's like feeling a clay. As soon as you first pick up that one piece of new clay, you know if it's for you or not. You really know. You know your own skill set and what you can sculpt with and what you can't. I'm not very good with it. I don't like the hard shapes a lot of people in Hollywood use. I like water-based clays. I like stuff that's very soft to use, not very. Anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
No,
that's great. I love hearing that. John,
people will ask us. Yeah, I was going to say this is fantastic. Yeah, go ahead, Paulie.
Well, I was going to say, we're going to be off and running shortly on the Mike Show. But what we have to do here on the show is each week we take a sculpting challenge and we like to jump back in time, really, to see what we were able to accomplish before this week's show. Last week, our challenge for the last time ever will concern a troll because I'm sick of trolls. And I think it was Chip or Jolly. It was a Jolly troll?
It was a Jolly troll, yeah.
What in the hell? It's like a Christmas wheel. I got to change the whole wheel around.
Yeah.
But great job on this. Super cartoony. I love it.
Yeah, super. Yeah, this was a fun one because I had this like really long banana looking, butternut squash. And so I started carving the head kind of low, like down here, and then I chopped the top off and I put that down below so I could make the mouth. So you can kind of see the crease where
Oh, wow.
the top of his mouth. So that's why it's like wider in the middle than it is like the top or the bottom, because it gave him, bigger cheeks that way. And
So right at the right inside the top lip is where you.
Yeah, I could teeth.
Wow, perfect, man. I never would have guessed that. That's great.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Yeah, and I went super duper cartoony to make them all look all stupid, and then I was like struggling. Oh yeah, I got to make him into a troll, and so I just gave him a bunch of warts.
Dude, I did the same thing. You run out of ideas with troll. We're carving on produce. Like, how many? Yeah. There's so many options.
Yeah. You kind of run out after a little while, but yeah,
that came out great. And I love the when something is jolly, you're not trying to put any kind of realism into it.
Yeah.
You're going super cartoony.
Speaking of that, here's your little jolly troll.
Yeah, it's just
very cool.
Trolls, stupid butternut squash trolls, the scourge of my existence.
You did. The thing I love about this, I mean, he certainly looks jolly, but you did just the little effect you did with the ears is so much better. And I like the skin. You kind of poked a bunch of holes in it to make it look kind of nasty. So that was two very good little,
No, trolls don't moisturize. That's just science. Everybody knows that.
So yeah, exactly. They have a lot of blocked pores. Those people or things.
Anyway. I like the pullback here you got. That's very.
Me too. Yeah,
really natural. It's very obvious to do an open mouth, just straight, but to pull these muscles back here, it gives it life, gives it weight. That's good.
Oh, thank you for noticing, because that is the one thing over the years that I've learned so much is that the more you smile, the further back it goes.
Of course.
It just tucks way back. Took me a while to figure that out, especially with it's so easy to sculpt flat, like just push things straight in as you see them and not turn it to the side. So that's what we've kind of learned to do over the years is profile it, especially because we have a specific shape that we have to use. And sometimes you're limited because there is a cavity on the larger end, the bell, there's a seed cavity. So you only have so much room, sort of like a pumpkin.
Gotcha.
So you really can only dig so deep.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, good riddance to these last couple of trolls. I was looking through our list and it's like troll. Oh, Jesus, I got to get that off the wheel.
Yeah.
That thing's just running our life. Well, on that note, let me introduce you, Mike, to the third member of Carvers and Creators. It's the thing responsible for our carving challenge tonight. It is the wheel. We call it the Center Spinner, a.k.a. Anxiety City. So, Matty, why don't you throw me up on the big board there?
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, there's the wheel. Here's the wheel. We're going to spin it twice. The first time we spin it will be the character to which we have to attempt to carve. The second spin will be the emotion or attribute to apply to the first. So our choices tonight are beast, aquatic, primate, ghoul, baby, zombie, pirate, skull, or thug, and guest choice. So have one on deck if you're feeling froggy. If it lands on that, anything you want. We'll try. We'll try it. A second spin will be robust, sour, sleepy, chipper, scared, surprised, tipsy, smug, jolly, and once again, guest choice.
Chipper. That's like Mike. That's that's a pretty good one for English.
It's another way of saying jolly.
Yeah,
I think I populated the wheel like towards the end of this year. It's still early in the year, but it needs a rehaul. All right, here we go, boys.
Come on.
Zombie.
Okay.
Let's hope let's hope for a jolly zombie.
A chipper zombie.
Oh, chipper. Sleepy zombie.
Sleepy zombie. Oh my god. Okay.
Couldn't come up with a drunk aquatic, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
It'll land there someday. Sleepy zombie. But now we're locked in. How the hell is that gonna happen?
Okay, I'm gonna one thing to kind of make us have to do this, Mike, is I put it on the old board here. So tonight's card is a sleepy zombie. So that way we don't forget, because we won't finish them tonight, but we'll come back and have to remember what the hell we spun. So this is a way to remember too. So
sure. In the challenge, as the rules as they are written, in the vault of our carving rules, is it doesn't have to be done tonight, but it does have to be done before the next show. So that can be a time constraint, especially when we're rolling into the weekend. And sometimes this little fella can take anywhere from what, Maddie, 2 hours to 6 hours, depending on what we end up doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot.
How long does it last before it just deteriorates?
Oh, as soon as I take pictures and post it on Instagram, I spiral that sucker into the chicken coop.
All right, okay.
Oh, I scan them first. I have a Revo point.
Oh, that's smart. That's clever.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'll do is I have
Oh,
as one of this old squash cowboys, and
Yeah.
that's neat. Well done.
so I clean them up and then turn them into magnets, and then I get the cards.
There you go.
Yeah, I got all
That's
kinds of
better. That makes me feel better. They don't just get deteriorate and rot away. You know.
yeah.
There's a file of them effectively somewhere on planet Earth. So it's
There's quite a few on my hard drive,
There you go.
but it's fun. All right, so before we carve, one more thing before we get into Mr. Hill's amazing work is we must go around the horn to see what our carving oil is. Got to get the shoulders, joints, and the wrists loose to do a little carving, get the brain juices flowing. Maddie, I'll go first tonight.
Why don't you?
I have not been drinking beer in and of itself for quite some time, and I don't know if this really counts as a beer, to be honest with you, because it's called Juicy Fruit. It's a blueberry and raspberry dragon fruit sour.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. I already took Pepsid. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say your heart's
from
top.
I like the name of the brewery though. It's from the Radiant Pig, so that's pretty good.
It sounds like my nickname from high school. All right.
But yeah, it's pretty good. It's a light sour and it's a beer, So
Okay.
That seems to be new for me lately.
I'm going with something remotely close. It's called Popsicle Blonde, and it's what the hell's in it? Lemon raspberry golden lager.
Doesn't sound bad. I got to be honest.
I think these are either like home runs or total strikeouts. We'll do it. We'll find out in about 10 seconds or so.
Right. Well, Mike, the thing is, Matt hates IPAs with his body and soul. He does not like them at all. So
I gotta admit, I'm not big on IPAs either.
Yeah, they kind of they turn to whatever in your mouth. It's like when you have scotch and it's like super, super peaty. It's the same kind of feeling I get when I have an IPA that's like super quote unquote hoppy. It's like, oh, why? I want to enjoy something. I don't want to fight with it.
Tastes like it grew from like brambles or nettles or something. The not into it. Yeah. Give me a Guinness any day of the week.
Sure. Oh, yes.
Sure.
One after the other.
Speaking of that, are you having a little bevy tonight too, Mike?
I because I didn't realize we were having a drink, and I'm having a drink later because let me just tell the viewers that today is Oliver Reed's birthday, who's my favorite actor.
Happy birthday, Ollie.
His first lead role was The Curse of the Werewolf, which is really what got me into this kind of stuff. One of the main characters to do that. So I loved Ollie Reed, and unfortunately he passed away, but today's his birthday, so I'm going to have a drink later. Coincidentally, it's also David Norton's birthday, who played the werewolf in American Werewolf as well. So 2 werewolves.
Oh, no. It's his birthday as well, Jesus.
Yeah. There was a long answer too. I just had some fizzy wine in the fridge. That's all I'm drinking. I don't have a beer right now.
Oh, I love it. All right, we'll do a cheers.
We'll do a cheers to Oliver. And to you, Mike. Appreciate you joining us. It's
anytime.
To the man's birthday. To actually both of them.
That's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well,
I don't know how I'm gonna. I think I know what I can do with this.
Okay.
I think.
I'm gonna go ahead and say let's jump right into Mike's stuff because there's so much.
God. And you're not a huge social media guy, so there's only so much out there. I kind of liked it. You're like a spy.
Well, it's like it's hard to keep up with the social media. I know that everyone wants to have one nowadays, and you have to have it for popularity issues and stay in the limelight. But I just don't follow it. So anyway, my son's going to help me, and he's going to be in charge of my social media. So it's going to pick up a little bit, a lot. Good. Yeah, good.
No, but what's out there is just outstanding. Now, a friend of ours, John Davis. If you get a chance, look up John Davis. He did a really cool version of this. He paying homage to you in a pumpkin.
The pale lady?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It came out amazing. on like a 200-pound pumpkin.
I remember
really?
that. Yeah, it is remarkable, and this is one of the freakiest, scary. I remember watching this episode and being like, "Oh my god!" I wanted to just turn the TV off. It was so frightening.
Oh. Yeah, that was for scary stories to tell in the dark, based on the old books. And actually, the company that was in charge of doing the makeup effects for that show was actually Spectral Motion, one of the best in the world. And them and Guillermo called me in to help, and they wanted me to do a character called Jangly Man, which was this new character. And I did that one, but I also asked, could I do this particular pale lady? Because I always thought that image was, extremely haunting. And
very.
Yeah, to see that character at the end of the bed. And there's always something primarily scary about it being a female creature, a monster. You always, and I guess it's because you normally, let's get this right politically, view them as a weaker. So to them to come at you as a creature is always pretty terrifying. The little girl in The Exorcist is the biggest example of all. And,
right, and like all the films with God, I know I'm going to say it wrong. With the little girl with the black hair in front of her face, it's like
the ring.
The ring.
Yeah. Ring. Yeah, same kind of thing. Yeah. Where I should not be as afraid I am of a little child, but in the same way, I was completely freaked out by this, especially the way that they shot it, and like no matter what you did, he couldn't escape, and you don't know what was going to happen when they met, but it wasn't going to be good. It was just like this. Oh no, she's still there. So creepy.
Well, going back to legends of banshees and things like that, and witches, they're terrifying.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I think it is because the female makes it terrifying somehow. Like the entities in the Evil Dead, still terrifying.
Right. Or the Wicked Witch of the West.
Fantastic, yeah, one of the greatest movie villains of all time. Horror villains.
Oh my god,
here.
She's right up there.
She's if I hear that laugh and it's late at night and I don't know where it's coming from, I'll be a little upset. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love this character. We've got so many. So you're gonna have to kind of talk us through some of this stuff, because clearly you know where all these came from. But like Shape of Water, like talk us through this whole project. It just outstanding.
Well, the Shape of Water, I originally I was over at Guillermo Del Toro's house one day, and he's involved in something else we were talking about anyhow, and he brought this maquette out of this creature that didn't quite look like this then, but in that world. And he said, this is for my next movie. And I initially thought, damn, I wish he'd help let me work on that, but I hadn't worked for him on movies at that time. And then a little bit later, he did email me and ask, would I come on to help with the design and the sculpture of this creature. But the creature, the suit itself, the creature was built at Legacy Effects. Again, I'm sure you've heard of Legacy Effects, literally the best companies in the entire world, the greatest movies. And it was actually their project, but I was brought in as, just to lend a hand and work on some of the design aspects of sculpture and the paint. But yeah, it was a really great project to be on. I was extremely proud to be working with both Guillermo, and Legacy's exceptional artists. It was fantastic.
We got more to ask you about going over to Guillermo's house, which is you drop to me it would be like just I wouldn't even be able to speak. I'd be especially his emporium of all the things he has, which I believe you have some things in it, right, Mike? Museum.
Yeah, quite a few things in there. A lot of silicone statues. To describe Guillermo's collection, it's. I haven't seen even, I've been visiting Guillermo's collection for the past close on 10 years, 8 to 10 years, and I've not seen even a third of it. Or even I go to the house, not even, I'm not talking a fraction, not even a third. A third is way too much. There's nothing because the man just has such a good eye for collecting, and everything that he collects is, it's something that you're interested in. It's interesting. It has a story. It's from this particular genre, movie, part of the world, anything. It's not just, it's not just based around fantasy and art. It's based around, the macabre and witchcraft, and anything that we all find fascinating. It's a big combination of that, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and what an honor to have some of your work there. I imagine, because I'm sure he's not only just an avid collector but a very particular one as to the quality and and everything. So it's just I'm sure it's an extra. Would you consider yourself, you and Mike, would you consider you and he pals? I mean, do you hang out with him often?
Oh no, yeah, we're very good friends. Yeah, no, we're very good friends. We have a lot in common. We bonded over this stuff, especially Boris Karloff's Frankenstein monster. He's a favorite. It's Guillermo's favorite movie, favorite book. One of Guillermo's favorite movies. I'm sorry, That and the Bride, and his favorite book certainly. And I am. By the way, I'm not holding my Academy Award there. That's Guillermo's both hands holding both his Academy Awards.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike,
I'm just leaning in. Yeah.
Don't let facts ruin a good story.
I know, right? I'm sorry. Maybe next time, but I'm kind of leaning into that. They're both Guillermo's and the well earned, and that was The Shape of Water.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. What a night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Guillermo's making the new Frankenstein now, right?
Oh yeah.
Guillermo's working on Frankenstein right now, isn't he?
Yeah, well, we finished it last year. It's finished now. We
already finished it.
Yeah, we finished up in England last year. Yeah, November, I believe. I think. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's
now
exciting.
we just pace the floor until that comes out, I guess.
I know, right? Yeah, it's very exciting. Very, very, very cool to have worked on. A complete honor.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Oh yeah, John was asking. There it is. Look at.
Yeah, and speaking of the Wicked Witch of the West,
Mike, the realism. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I haven't seen that for the longest time. Okay, yeah.
That's a
actually, Peter Jackson owns that right now.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
Yeah, Peter Jackson bought that one.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
so amazing.
Do
you? I don't know if you guys. Sorry, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead. I'm jumping in.
Go ahead, bud.
We were just speaking of her a moment ago, but I recall something when I was a kid. The woman who played, I should remember her name, who played that.
Hamilton.
Thank you. Went on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I think they show that now, and I remember seeing it recently that she, when she's out of makeup and then she puts the hat on and she kind of gets in character for a second. But that, to me, she was the most frightening thing on earth for ages like 4 to 10 or whatever it was. And then when you see that, you're like, oh, she was playing a character, and it was like, to me, it was a really smart and fun moment, to have somebody like that kind of dispel the, to help. She probably was responsible for a lot of little kids' nightmares. Is the whole point.
She was terrifying. When she's in that crystal ball and she's mimicking and ridiculing Dorothy, terrifying.
Oh, not even that. When she's, hey, Scarecrow, how about a little bit of fire? I know for a fact that the Scarecrow wouldn't have caught fire because he pissed himself.
Yeah.
And the flying monkeys and letting them all go. Oh my God.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Amazing.
Yeah. And she looks more like you overdid the terrifyingness in her expression. Like I had to zoom in on that and was like, Jesus, that was so perfect.
Yeah.
So just one and done on those, huh? I feel like everybody in the world should have one of these in their house when their kids get out of line.
I think I did another cup for another collector too. I forget right now, but yeah, no, it was more. I made more than one. It helps if you can sell more than one as an artist, because as you guys know, as an artist, you just want to make what you want to make. It's not the same passion when you're given a character to do as what you want to make. So I choose the characters. I have to make characters that if I can, if nobody wants to buy them, they'll look good in my house, basically. So I don't pick characters that are for popularity reasons. I pick them because I love them, and want to recreate them in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers to that. That's
and you have to be as interested in it, like you described the pale woman at the beginning. It's like you have to be as interested in it as a subject, I imagine, to get really passionate about creating it too. I'm assuming.
No, yeah, absolutely. I really go into a lot of research mode when I'm doing any of these characters, and really probably more research on them than I really should, because then you're in the moment. I know, and if I'm sculpting a character, I'd like to know what his history is, and because you're not. Sounds very arty pompous, but you're sculpting a soul. You're not anyone can sculpt the outside of a face, and a nose is this size and eyes are this far apart. But to make a soul come from that's the hard part. So you got to sculpt from the inside out. So the more you know about them and know why they might frown or the reason why they may look, I don't know, embarrassed expression is, you got to really know the character and behind all of that. The cheeky expression.
Absolutely. We've got a good friend, Dan Chazinski, who like you were just describing, kind of knowing the character, kind of knowing his motives and really everything that they became to be that character. In Dan's really story, that like being able to kind of tell an entire history of why everything is the way it is on the actual character. And I find that absolutely fascinating, because you're right. It makes everything a lot more real, and you can see into the sculpture a lot more than just a superficial, look. Like even your witch we just looked at, it not only captures her essence, but just the character's essence in the movie, which is just mind-boggling. And here we are hacking away at a squash, but I digress. I digress.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
See, now for years I've looked at this and just been so, I guess it would be envious of just how awesome this is.
Well, I'm not envious of that goofy expression I've got there. I don't know. I don't even recognize this photograph. Okay. Yeah, that was a tribute I did to Rick Baker and the American Wealth in London. It's hit or miss. It ain't quite Rick. Could be his close brother, but that's what happened.
Well, it's not too far off, and we'll take a quick,
There's the birthday boy right there.
That's right.
Yeah, there's David Norton. Congrats birthday.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Now, how long from start to finish does a project like this take? Because you have two characters, it's a whole scene you're setting, and iconic characters.
Yeah, this one I did really fast, because they were doing it was for the show on Monsterpalooza, and they were doing an on-stage thing regarding the American Wealth in London, and I was the guy who was hosting that on and asking them the questions. So I tried to get it done as fast as I could for that. So I did that one really too fast, really. Got a lot of corners, but it came out. Well, I'm happy. And it was very good. Actually, I got to tell you that those hands there are actually from the movie. Rick allowed me to use the molds, and also the teeth too.
Oh my God! How awesome!
Yeah, they're from the movie molds. Rick very, very, very kindly let me use those, so it has an authenticity to it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, where does this reside?
I actually molded Rick Baker's body for that as well. He came to my house and again let me mold his entire body, which is not an easy thing to stand still with all those bandages on you.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow!
But he did it. Well, he's an expert. He's done it so many times. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he probably fell asleep. His feet. I got this.
No, I'm glad he didn't fall asleep. They took a nosedive, but yeah.
He seems like such a big kid when it comes to this kind of stuff. He must have loved it.
Rick is the ultimate monster fan, isn't he? Yeah, I remember I was working on the Wolfman with him. I only had a small part in there, in some reshoots, and I came in on a Saturday one day, and I was feeling a little bit worse for the wear with a headache. Came in around 11 because I knew we were going out Friday night. And Rick comes out and says, "Hey, Mike, put this werewolf suit under this head on and crawl on all fours, and I'll shoot you." And I'm going, "Oh my life!" It was deep straight right now. But he'd done it, and he was, he's a little bit older than me, and he'd done it. So, I had to man up and do it. So there's some footage of a hungover Englishman dressed as a werewolf. But it was fantastic. When I came to America, the one thing I wanted to do was to meet Rick Baker and John Landis and let that happen. Then after I met Rick, the next, of course, was hopefully one day to work for Rick Baker, which I did. So it was certainly a dream come true.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm very, very grateful to Rick because he very encouraging.
So Guillermo and Rick, just a couple of the chums out there.
Couple of pals.
Yeah, no big deal,
Yeah, no big deal.
Living the dream. This is outstanding as well. Like
now, this was a Monsterpalooza, right? I know that. I feel like this.
Yes.
Was, right? Yeah. Okay.
Well, this was, remember the Aurora model kits? Of course you do.
Yeah.
Right.
The Aurora Wolfman. Well, as a child, you think they're these big, they feel big, and they're big monsters. So I always thought that I would recreate them one day, and so that was the one I did, was the Wolfman right there. So
that's way more detailed than the original.
They were working with what they had,
Scary as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, so I basically tried to mimic that as if he was a real creature. And the actual face, I based around my own face, not really Long Chinny Jr. on that one.
It's so good.
Yeah, I recall. Yeah, we had. Hey, there's Dan. Yeah, we got another fan of yours. We I recall Ted Haynes we're speaking of Aurora, right, Paul? It was like last 2 years
Frankenstein.
ago. He did the full Aurora Frankenstein, and one cool effect he did is he made kind of the giant testers bottles and the whole thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was incredible. I saw it. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, you're always bumping around Monsterpalooza. I think I tried to talk to you at one point, and you were already talking to somebody, and I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. It's safer to reach out to social media.
Oh, please reach out next time. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to talk to fellow artists. Yeah, I mean that's what Monsterpalooza's for, though, isn't it? We're all there for gossiping and talking and chatting and trade secrets, and it's really just a fun time.
It's literally the coolest thing in the world. If you're an artist,
we're a couple of fanboys, just kind of being around people that we completely admire, and just like being in the same room as half of you guys, just like mind-boggling for us.
And I feel like it's an environment where people get like the joke, or they get some reference that you make to something that in another group of like social circles you're in, somebody's like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
That's
like you're amongst your own people and everybody gets it.
That's a really good point you make, because when people tell me, asking me why I came to America, and I always say that once I visited America a couple of times to conventions, that I saw that it was okay to talk about monsters. People had not quite as many then 20 years ago, but people were wearing monster shirts, and I was a group of people I could say, I don't know, whatever. Hey, what do you think the creature in Black Lagoon? Did it lay eggs? You can ask those ridiculous questions. That if I did done that in my local pub in Warrington, no, it's no good.
Yeah, don't fly.
I'd have been beaten up and bad immediately. Well, not quite, but you know what I'm saying? It's nice to be with like-minded people. I mean, you leave my little studio here, and now you got the effects suppliers, you got all the other effects studios, you got Deluxe, all these great stores. It's really nice, that's the reason why I left my hometown.
And I love too, like going into to the bar at the Sheraton there, and like having some of the weirdest conversations you can imagine. Just because you're like, because you're talking to all the things like among monster people, among all the most creative types, and you look around and you're like, it's a who's who of SFX, and
it's incredible.
It's so fun.
It's absolutely incredible. Yeah.
So fun.
That's where we had a Black Manhattan with Michael Key.
That's right. We
just randomly.
That's right.
The best.
Yeah, randomly.
With who?
Michael Key.
Oh, Michael Key. Makeup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we got a booth there just to, do what we do and have fun. And we were sitting at the bar at the end of the night, and he walked in and he had his own booze delivered. So he was kind of like, hey, to the bartender, I got this, this, and this. And it was just us and him. And he told us that he was making this Black Manhattan, and we got to chatting with him. So when we had him on the show, we had the stuff ready to make Black Manhattans to do that.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, Mike's a great guy. He's a cocktail connoisseur, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've shared cocktails in Australia with him, Canada with him, England with him, and America. So we've had.
Oh, you'll get a good one. You'll get a good cocktail.
Mike's a great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, we had we had the lesson of if you're going to have a nice beverage, have it perfect. And he was describing things that my pedestrian palate couldn't really understand. So I was just along for the ride. But then I would try it later, like that Black Manhattan, and be like, holy crap, he's onto something. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know, they all taste the bloody same. Let's face it. After
the first one,
one's got a sparkler in it, and one's not. They all taste the same to me.
We have a lot more to show, so I will quit pontificating here. And a close up here of your. How is that not a human being? I'm trying.
Right, seriously, that looks more like a makeup.
I wish there were human beings that look like that. I'd move right there.
Right on.
Yeah, but it literally looks like a makeup from a set, as opposed to a sculpted piece. It's just so good.
Oh, thanks. I've not seen these pictures for a while. It's very nice to see. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Hey, Christian. You got some.
And there you go. There's the mouth pulling back we talked about. The pullback we talked about right there.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Yeah, right.
With a great underbite to the room for the canines. Oh my God.
Yeah. I pushed that out a wee bit more than human, just to give it that little underbite, you know.
Yes. Oh, and the human eye sees that as that's not human.
Yeah. See, because
So
Lon
good.
Chaney Jr., the Wolfman, he had his regular upper teeth like that, so I kept my regular upper teeth. He also didn't have pointy ears either, so I didn't point the ears. I just, use my own ears for it.
Hey, can I ask a question technical about hair? Because I know, like, typically on a silicone thing, they'll punch hair. How is the hair put on this thing?
It's punched. It's silicone.
It's all punched. It's all. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
it's all punched in. Yeah, I mean, you do. You know, if you can get away with it, use wig pieces for bulk. You know, but if you punch something, it's always nice and clean out. It's just very, very time consuming. You know?
Wow. So amazing. Do you do that work as well, or do you contract that out? Because I know it's a very time consuming.
I do as much as I can. I think on this Wolfman, I think I did this Wolfman. I can't remember now. I definitely would have done the hair around the face because with hair you have to sculpt with hair as well. You know, if you put a hairline or a temple line of hair on a likeness, if you put it in the wrong place, the hair, or even style it wrong, you're losing that likeness. So hair's a real big part of it. So, yeah, that's all punched. Actually, a friend of mine worked at the wolf sanctuary, and she gave me some hair that I punched in. So it actually has wolf hairs on that face there.
Wow. Actual wolf hair, of course.
Yeah, I know I'm a bit nuts, but it was just nice. You know, a bit of
no, it's a nice touch.
Yeah, so good. And the paint, I mean, everything about it, just phenomenal. Another look.
And I had to throw a couple in.
Yeah.
The blood is an ad. That's not in some of the other pictures.
So good though.
Because the other picture was just his head on a table. The last picture, he hadn't had a body.
Okay.
Yeah. He had a blood. Once he was finished, he had blood.
Now there's the Lon Chaney.
That's correct. Yeah.
So you've done them all. I just love it's all about the werewolf for me. The werewolf is the best monster of all the monsters, I swear.
Yeah. When I was a kid, the werewolf King Kong was my very first love, a tiny child. And then it was the werewolf, the Wolfman, and the Curse of the Werewolf. And then as I got older, I understood the Frankenstein monster more, in the sense that, I found out he had a soul. You know, I didn't find him that frightening when I was a kid, so I went for the Wolfman. But when I looked into it and got a bit more mature in my early teens, then I understood what Frankenstein was. And then I got to read the novel, which of course, really, I tried reading it when I was a little kid and didn't really understand it too much because I was waiting for the Universal scenes, of course. It didn't happen. And but as a teen, then I fell in love with the book and I understood the movie a lot more. And I also believe that this is obviously personal, Boris Karloff's Frankenstein creature, Oliver Reed's werewolf for me, and Lawton's Hunchback of Notre Dame, they're my favorite free creature makeups of all time, monster makeups, even though I guess Hunchback's not really a monster, but you get the point. And it's because the artists use the actor's own face. You know, you clearly know it's Boris Karloff, you clearly know it's Oliver Reed, and you clearly know it's Charles Lawton. And it works so beautifully. You couldn't, they're just masterful. They can't be beat, and neither they need to be. You know, they are, but they're of that time. You know, and it's of that period. And the problem with modernizing these creatures is that people don't want to see the same thing, but when you give them something different, they want the same thing. It's very tricky when you're dealing with a pop icon character like these. You know,
I agree, 100%.
Yeah. You know, to reinvent. You know,
like when De Niro played Frankenstein.
Yeah, played the creature. Yeah,
that didn't fly.
Yeah. It was a good movie.
Because there was only one Boris Karloff, you know, so it's like, and he was the matinee. I mean, he was the idol of the time, but he was the creature. When he came on, you knew it was him because they didn't throw a rubber mask on him. It was him. I think to your point, and I think that's who is this anymore? You know, who's the character in the like the actor in the world now who is that, you know, iconic monster anymore? It just seems like there's not. They try to be more diverse, and, you know.
Yeah, but it was a different time when they didn't mind using the same players. I mean, I know they do that today, but it was different then. They like to keep those familiar faces of these creatures. You know, it's like stage play. You become accustomed to it. Although I wouldn't have made Lon Chaney Jr. the mummy personally. He couldn't act. What I mean is he wasn't allowed to act in that performance. And I wish they had just made him one of the human characters in the movie and not the monster, because I really liked Lon Chaney Jr. He was great.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the birthday boy, and this is the guy behind you.
Yeah.
How was this not a photograph of
that is
Paul?
crazy.
I'm still kind of blown away. I'm gonna zoom in on you real quick, Mike, because he's right behind you, and it's just like it's just staggering how amazing that. I mean, do you ever like walk in your studio and be like, oh, sorry, I thought you were. Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me. How'd you get in it?
How'd you get in?
I need to put him up. This is actually the actual scarf that he wore in the movie too. My friend.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Which helps me out because I'm not going to finish all the back of the head then.
There you go.
Ruin the illusion.
It's so epic. It's just like, oh my gosh. You want his mouth to open and him start talking. That's how realistic it looks to me.
Seriously.
So good.
I still think his scariest role out of any movie he's been in was in Oliver. Bill Sykes was the scariest human being, regardless of no makeup or anything, but that is the most horrific character I think he's ever played.
Yeah, he was really good in that. And for his first 5 minutes in the movie, he doesn't say a word. He just achieves him being the villain and the no nonsense, don't screw with me character without saying one word. Without even doing an expression, really. Fantastic.
Just a scary looking dude.
Such a
great actor. Great actor.
The best.
Well, happy birthday to him too. So we'll do one more quick toast.
Ollie won't mind that.
Yeah, exactly. You can pour a little on his beard there for
for authenticity.
Or just bring him with you tonight when you have a toast. You guys can just sit and talk to each other.
There's a few more Ollies at home. Don't worry.
Okay, good. So good.
Little Reagan.
Little Reagan.
Yeah.
Get the hands. Jesus.
Yeah.
The articulation is unbelievable. So good.
When I did this particular Reagan is because I'd seen a bunch of, masks and tributes and sculptures very well done of this character throughout the years, but they always had the same grinning head from the life mask, basically. The people were using the same reference over and over. Several of them deny it because they did. They used the life mask. But I didn't want to go with that. I wanted to go with more of I wouldn't say a solemn expression, but a vacant expression almost, And I remember when the old priest dies and the younger priest comes in and Carvers comes in and she's just sat on the bed and she's not doing anything except just staring. That to me was more terrifying than something.
Yeah. That's a great point.
More melodramatic. There was an emptiness where, again, artifacty, but it was like an empty soul. There was an emptiness to her face, to her countenance, and so I tried to get that. I don't know if it was as successful as I wanted to be, but that's what I tried to do.
And she's. I remember that part of the movie that she's kind of taking in. I mean, so it's not her anymore, but she's the possessed being is taking in what's going on as opposed to like terrifying and writhing and throwing up.
Exactly. And I think it was just the tiniest, just the slight slack jaw open mouth that does it. Because coincidentally I read recently that when someone opens a mouth when they're listening to something, they absorb it better. You learn better. Your mouth's slightly open when you're listening to something. I don't know why. You're concentrating better. And I always thought that, when you get that expression of somebody's got the mouth open, and that's what I really wanted. Again, I'm not quite sure I got it, but it's there.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. Nailed and double nailed it. Good Lord.
Shit, I could have been a doctor if I just kept my mouth slack.
Slightly open.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
There's a fine line though, Paul. A fine line between and
does drool help while
it's the key to everything. Try it next time.
Oh my gosh. We got a question from Christian. Have you considered doing an online portrait or sculpture class or workshop? Have you ever considered that?
Christian, I have considered. I've been asked a great deal about that. I think I just feel a little bit. I don't know. It's slightly conceited, so I don't feel like it feels weird to me to say, hey, but I'm not against doing it. But as long as people knew, because people wanted me to do it, and it wasn't me showing off, I would do it. Yes, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does. Yeah. It does, Mike, because you're the humble enough guy to not even have a presence on social media and just crank out what we're seeing, and have the relationships you do. Because like typical, like I will call it the younger generation, since I'm older generation, but would only want to capitalize on that, that the relationships, the work. You're just like, to me and Paul, I think one of the reasons we love you is like you're in it for the spirit of it, and as opposed to the fame of it. It seems like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just I love that about, and I can see your answer with what Christian asked. You would do it for the right reason, right? Because it's you've got people that want to do it, as opposed to you just being flashing the.
That's it. Yeah, I don't want to see flashy. But like I said earlier, my son is handling my social media, and he's building me a new website and areas like that. And so maybe then, Christian, that would do something. If you guys want to see something, I'd love to do something and show you how my technique, because there's no secrets. It's literally making an armature and putting clay on there. It's just, yeah, I'd like to. It would be fun. There's no doubt about it. I'm enjoying this right now, and I didn't know I would.
Good. Well, good. You can't. I think Paul will say it. You can't not enjoy our show. That's like, come on.
Right.
It's like,
hey,
of course not. No,
just breathing air and and enjoying the show. It's about the same.
Well, I'm happy.
Something like that. Right on par. Oh wait. Speaking of mommy, we did. Oh, let me go back to that one.
Yeah.
Another Karloff, right?
Oh, what am I doing? Stop it, man. Okay, let's go back. This was another Monsterpalooza at their museum, right?
Was that IMAX?
Yeah, no, that's Monsterpalooza. Yeah, that was on the cover of Makeup Artist magazine.
That's right.
Yeah.
So good.
It was real funny because what was cute was I had Jack and Boris here, and Jack won he wasn't an Academy Award, but he was given an award for makeup in 1933 for The Mummy. And then next to it, I had the Rick and the David Norton, and he'd obviously won the first Academy Award ever for makeup. So that was the theme that year, was the two greatest monster makers on one stage. Getting their awards that they would do.
Wait, you did both the Rick Baker one and this one in the same year?
In the same 2 months. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Four people.
Yeah. Is my head smoking? Because I think my brain is like cooking. I can't understand how you can get all that done.
But it's things like, but remember, I get people in to assist me, we molded up my friend Chris's body for this one. And so once we'd molded it was Chris who handled putting the foam in the body and cleaning that up and stuff, and a lot of the labor stuff. Chris was a really good assistant on a lot of these works, these works. Yeah. So it's not like I'm doing everything. I'm doing, I'd say 80% for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All the art side of it, I do.
Incredible.
I dyed the fabric there. I picked the fabric for the coat. I dyed that coat fabric. Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
You described at the beginning you working in kind of a water-based clay. Does that help you from a speed perspective? Because I know probably the more plastilina, I'm assuming those just take longer to sculpt, or maybe help me with that, because I mean this is all blown away. My mind's blown. Yeah,
I feel that the rigid clays like the Chavants and stuff. The labor side of that is, as you say, is the build up and getting on there, and then they're much easier to texture and make clean. Whereas the trade off is the water clay. Yes, the water based clay like a wed is very fast, faster for me, but the technicalities of getting detail people struggle with. I've kind of got used to it now, so I know. When when the clay will take texture, etc. There's a certain feeling. Yeah. But I just always use water clay. I'm doing a portrait in there now of a character from the last movie I was on, and it is. That is oil-based clay, and I'm also doing a figure right now that is in water-based clay. So really, it's depending on the subject. But I've got people don't like using wet clay because you've also got to be quick with it because it will deteriorate after time. But I've got sculptures, and there's a Nicholas Hammond sculpture I've got in there, a portrait that is 4 years old now. It's fine. Just got to look after it. Okay. Just keep it, give it a little mist, put a wet sponge under the bag and tie the bag tight, and it'll stay just like the clay you bought from day one. You just got to,
keep it moist.
It has to go molded, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes molded.
You wipe that off.
Well,
That's right.
unless you mold, if you mold it,
There
then
you
you're not
go.
going to worry about it.
Yeah,
That's
moldy, mold it, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Nosferatu's hand that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we breezed past the actual boy right here. Incredible. I know this one's getting a lot of hype because of the recent movie, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, but the creature in the recent movie is like got a mustache and shit. He's I thought I was going to see the original Nosferatu, so me it was a different take on the story. I enjoyed it, but
no, I did. I really enjoyed it, and I like that makeup in that new movie.
I do. I can't believe it's the same kid as it. Sarsgaard.
I know, right? Yeah.
Not even the voice.
Yeah, what an actor. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
I thought the makeup was great. Yeah.
And then I think we got a glimpse of this behind you. I think we've got a couple. I'm going to zoom in on you real quick because we can kind of see that. There we go. Oh my gosh, so good.
Look at all the awesomeness behind you.
I know. I mean, let alone the pictures. We can't even really see. This is just incredible. This is like the menagerie. So is this where this is your actual studio, not home?
Well, this is my office at the studio. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I'll give you full disclosure. I pulled this over because of the show, and pulled that over because of the show.
Of course.
Yeah. It doesn't come like this every day.
Yeah. We'll say you prettied it up. I mean, but at the same time, we'll just imagine this is what you're staring at every day.
I moved him 3 foot. That was it. But yeah, I just want to be honest there. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it really does. And I think that's what kind of blows my mind at how, the rot, the perfection. I mean, it just
decay is unbelievable.
The decay is just ridiculous.
This was actually made for a short film that I'm doing. And,
really?
Yeah, and it's in the film, the short film, this creature, obviously Karloff's version of the creature, gets resurrected, gets accidentally resurrected, and he comes back and wanders around a German town, modern day.
Nice.
That's what that is. So this thing comes to life. I actually have an actor in makeup playing this part.
Wow! Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be on the lookout.
Well, I could have sent you some pictures of that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
When can we see this? I want to see this now.
I know. I'm really trying. It was filmed a long time ago, and I've just got a little bit more to do. I just don't have the time right now. I'm really trying. But I got.
So this is your project.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. It's my tribute to Boris Karloff's monster. Yeah. Coming back today. So because I had to make an actor look like Boris, look like the creature, look emaciated and been buried for 200 years. So it was, there's a few layers to that makeup, but it came out okay. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's
but I mean, the actual guy in the makeup looks a lot like Karloff. It's very good. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun.
I had the opportunity to go last year to the town Ingolstadt.
Really?
Where where Mary Shelley, who was I think like 16 at the time when she wrote the book, which is mind blowing by itself. The other point of pride is, other than just going to the town where the book was supposedly penned, where the monster is supposed to be from, but was my daughter just recently finished at school. She finished a big project for Frankenstein and has a whole new appreciation for the actual creature, because she goes, it's so much different. This is just it was a person. It's sad. It's happy. It's like a wonderful story. And like, come on, honey. Yeah. I'm super proud of
and
her getting into it.
Because the general public, on the whole, are used to the pop icon version, and rightly so. The original Universal movies are so classic. I love them. I mean, built a career around them. But it's not the book. It's not the book. And you couldn't. Boris Karloff's monster, the design of that, I don't feel you could have. I don't feel, I might be wrong, that you could have that talking like he does in the book. And speaking, it might look a little bit comedic. I don't, because they tried it with Lugosi, didn't they? And it didn't work. I guess that was his accent as well, though.
You guys gonna make me read this damn book?
It's so good, Paul. It's worth a quick read.
Is it a book on tape? I don't do well with books. I'd have to keep my mouth open the entire time.
Yeah, it's a coloring book.
I'm sure you could put it on, listen to it while you're sculpting those pumpkins. It'd be perfect.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this, I believe, is this? Wait, I'm going to go back. So this, is this in Guillermo's house?
No, Guillermo does have a copy of this, but this is not that one. This is in
Okay. Okay.
This is in Rich
I remember.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
Incredible. This was him in the makeup chair, having a spot of tea.
Spotted tea, yeah.
Between
it's always nice to show that juxtaposition of the English gentleman with his legs crossed, drinking a cup of tea with his little finger raised, which Carlos insisted on as a tea break every afternoon, and to see him with this monstrous visage there, it's kind of nice.
It's epic. It's such a wonderful, especially that it's life size in 3D and in many people's collections. It's even better. So good.
Yeah, I was very proud of that piece. It was nice. Thank you. Yeah.
And then we got a Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
That's just bonkers, man. I don't know. You're an alien. I swear to God.
He captures the smirk so perfect. That's like you can almost like the other ones. We just want him to speak. Like, right. You're just gonna look at the camera, So
like you said earlier, like the subtleties of that make up a person, and that was sort of Christopher Reeves was always he always had that smirk, right? He was like a gentle soul.
The reason why I put that smirk on is I like the moment in the movie where he's talking to Lewis. I'm sorry, when he's just saved Lewis Lane on the helicopter, and he has that kind of half little smile because he's got a secret, and that's what I wanted was someone. You look like he's got a little secret.
I got a little something.
I'm not going to tell you. I got to say that Christopher Reeve was very difficult likeness to do, and I know I didn't get it correct, and he is very. I've tried him a couple of times. He's very difficult. I've seen people do incredible ones now. I'd like another stab at Mr. Reeve because, I don't feel I've quite got him just yet.
Oh, I think you did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get your point because he's so smooth. I mean, that's just whenever we carve anything out of, it's so fun to do wrinkles and warts and whatever, because you can kind of. But when it has to be like a baby's face or a female face or something like that, it's just
much harder.
The degree of difficulty goes through the roof. It's like, oh my God.
Babies and women are really the hardest. I always say, to sculpt because, like you know what? I'm just gonna repeat what you said. You said it elegantly. Yeah, they've got so many wrinkles in a man's face or in an older person's face that you've got that to bounce off. People can see that and say, "Oh yeah, I recognize wrinkles." But when it's a smooth face, you've got to catch it in the eyes.
Exactly.
In the soul. Yeah. That's where I get it from.
Yeah.
So.
You nailed it.
And the hands. I mean, even the hands have that like. He's squeezing his hand. There's some tension there. It's just like everything about it. Just epic.
Actually, the makeup effects ADI Alec Gillis.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's his brother's hands. Colin Gillis. Yeah, because he has these pretty big meaty hands, and I needed it for Superman. You know what I mean? He had to have some weight to those hands, and they were Colin Gillis. Yeah, a lot of my friends are part of these. Lots of my friends.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, he couldn't have those little carny hands.
No.
It's
now,
a legend and a
this
legend.
is Dick Smith, right?
Yeah.
You didn't carve that one. That's actually him. Okay.
That's not a sculpture.
No.
You can't tell, Mike. Seriously, you can't even tell who the hell you're in the picture with. Your art or like your friends.
Well, what a genius that man was, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He's immortalized in celluloid, so I should say he is a great actor. Yeah.
Even the dogs.
What a great man. Fantastic. It was such an honor meeting Dick Smith because he was just so, kind and unselfish, which I guess is kind, and and very outspoken. If you liked your work, he told you liked it, and he was very, very flattering about it. But if he didn't like it, he would tell you that too, and I respected that in him.
John Fuller told a great story about that he called him, and how he would pick up the phone.
No, it's incredible. Yeah,
and be like, "Why the hell are you calling me?" Or this sucked. Or this was great. Like you were just saying, he'd tell you if he liked it or not.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Todd Masters too. Yeah, Todd was telling us the same thing. It's like he would actually, he would actually, give you that right critique, or when he was excited about something, he would, be the first to call you, kind of thing. Which is
he was honestly brutal sometimes,
Yeah.
but he was allowed to be. If you're going to get critiqued and given good advice, then Dick Smith is the man to take it from. I mean,
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Free
Just use it. Don't be insulted by it. Just use that advice, I say.
Yeah. Well, we've only got a few more shots left. We're running out of. We're out of time, but we're gonna. I can't not show a few of the last remaining.
Ray Harryhausen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ray Harryhausen.
So the skeletons that people still like to this day, like I think wasn't there a big uproar because of the skeletons from that movie, or from Clash of the Titans, I think, were so realistic that people were like losing their minds.
I don't know that story, but
I neither. I'll have to look that up, Maddie.
Yeah, please do. It's I recall that there was a well, I won't, you guys can look it up. It was something about how it had never been done from a stop motion perspective for the skeletons to be marching and doing their fighting and stuff.
Right.
And so the first time people saw it, they lost their mind, which is what any pioneer would do. He certainly was.
It's really scary in Jason Adams when he throws the teeth of the Hydra and these skeletons come out of the ground with his sword. It's just amazing, right? I mean, today it is kind of scary. It's pretty damn good. Yeah. Loved it. Oh yeah, that's the Bale. I actually made him. This was a hit I did for Janus Company, 27 years ago. I don't know. And yeah, I'm older on that picture. That wasn't when I did the sculpture. That was just me posing because. The behind here is the actual life-size replica I'm doing of that. I did of that.
I think the next slide is the.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll move along. There he is.
Yeah. So
I think that there's a better close-up of the head.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
You, sir, are a master of your craft.
Insane paint. I mean, the paint is so perfect. I mean, every bit of it. The hair. Oh my God.
The hair. I mean, Jesus, the hair alone. The eyebrows. The eyelashes.
We finished that. I got that finished. I think actually at Palooza. I mean, it was a real tight schedule to get that one done. I'd hired a guy to make me a cape and the tux and all the rest of it, and he really didn't come through. And he was meant to bring it the night of, literally the night before.
Oh no. That never worked.
And it was the worst garbage I've ever seen in my life. And the reason I'm saying that is I wouldn't save the person. I've not spoken to him. I don't know who he is for 10 years. But it was terrible work, and I couldn't use it. Luckily, I'm the type of man that has a Bela Lugosi cape in his wardrobe, So
like you do, right?
Yeah, like I had a cape. I just wanted the lining a slight different color. So I worried that, but I had that one anyway. So we used that one. It worked perfect. And I also had a tuxedo, a vintage one that was too small for the figure. So we stayed up till Meg and Manny, and then stayed up till the early hours, resewing it and making it fit him nice, But and it was one of the biggest comments we got the next day was how good the costume looked, and I was like, if only you knew. If you only saw us at 2 a.m., you would know.
You're like, I'm on an hour of sleep right now, but
I know. Yeah, I was literally still trimming his hair at the show. Honestly, yeah. But that happens in Monster Blues. You see a lot of artists do that.
Sure, yeah.
Because you spend procrastinating so many weeks saying, I'm not going to do it. And then, you hear the call 2 weeks before and you suddenly go into a panic to create something.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And he was one of them. Yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
A couple more, and then we promise we'll let you go. We got a couple. Just only because they're just fascinating. And this is that same one we saw. And here a little better shot. Oh, my gosh. So good. And then
we saw the Wolfman sculpture in the back. Then go back one real quick.
Oh yeah.
Go back. See the Wolfman's arm right there? See?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sculpting that Wolfman, yeah. There you go. That Aurora one, that is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's from him. Okay.
Michael Landon, right?
I was a teenage werewolf. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This guy's wearing a warrior vest. One of my favorite movies of all time, The Warriors.
I too have a Warriors vest and display it proudly.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that movie.
Must be 50 miles to Coney Island from here.
Yeah.
Every time I have 3 empty bottles, I'm doing the Warriors. Come out.
There you go.
Worst names for gang members ever.
Yeah,
I know, right? Well, in the original novel of the Warriors was the title of all the gangs. It wasn't just that particular gang. In the original novel by Sol Yurick, they weren't called.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, you gonna make me read another book?
All right.
You have homework, Paul.
This is turning into a book club. I'm gonna have so many books to read.
Well, it's by Sol Yurick, and it's not that close to the film. These the big concave and the meeting up and all that stuff, but it's not quite the same. It's not as good as the movie, I don't think. You know.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that was a Hulk. It's actually on. By the way, let me just put a disclaimer. His lips not painted. You're seeing his gums aren't stained, so it looks a bit weird. But yeah, that was just that was me wanting to show that this is many years ago. This is minimum 25 years ago. I wanted to do a Hulk. I always saw the Hulk in the comic as being, well, what he's described as a raging monster. And I just wanted to get that ferocity across and the size of him before the recent movies came out, to show that what this damn creature would be like in person, and he'd be literally, they've got to make him so crazy and angry. That's how he should be all the time,
So angry.
Yeah, so angry, man.
Pure anger.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the creases around us. I'm gonna steal some of this next time I do an angry sculpt, because like the creases from his corner of his eyes to the other corner are just absolutely epic. And like I just want to.
I normally I usually based off Paul was it said I can't. It was based off my own eyes. I have real good crow's feet. Oh, really bad.
No, I won't zoom in on it, but okay.
Cheers to that. Me too. I always use a mirror.
Oh, mine are to die for, honestly. So if I do any kind of wrinkles around the eyes, it's always my own eyes I use. For
see, it's a blessing and a curse.
That's
right.
That's
when you're just like, all I need is a little. I got everything I need.
That's right. I just keep
I'm
looser.
I hate to say it because I'm skipping a couple of ones that.
There you go. There's Hunchback. Unbelievable.
This Hunchback is my all-time favorite, and I've actually made a wild attempt at sculpting this into pumpkin. I believe I have a picture of it somewhere, but
oh, great!
I used every bit of your sculpt to try to get that face with the single tooth and the one eye higher and the bulges of the nose. Love it, absolutely love it.
What a beautiful makeup!
It's unbelievable,
incredible.
It's not overdone. It's not overdone. No. They kept it just right. Yeah, very good.
Oh my gosh, yeah, anyway, I don't even want to, Paul. I'm having trouble because it's like we're over time, but I'm like I have more I want to talk to you about. So what we'll have to do, Mike, is if you're up for it someday, we'll drag you back on and we'll show another 100 pictures of your stuff, because we got so much to get to. And if you enjoy yourself tonight, we want you back on anytime you want to come on.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. And next time I'll have a bit more preparation time, so I'll get you some good stills as well. Of newer works that are not on there. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're putting you in the Rolodex, because this is I'm like having.
I put you in mine already.
I'm having Agita like signing off with you. I mean, I'm only because our typical time's up, but this is where you can find all of Mike's stuff. Anywhere else we can find your stuff, Mike? Like anywhere else? I mean, I know you're building all your social stuff, but anywhere else we can find you?
Yeah, no, I mean, my stuff is, I do have an Instagram, but my Instagram went down last year, and we don't know why, and I lost everything. So I put that back up, started to log that back up. And again, honestly, Google is the easiest way to find my stuff.
And IMDb too.
IMDb has some good movie stuff, yeah.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Well, can't thank you enough, man. This was great, and like Matt said, we'd love to have you back to. Maybe we'll send him a butternut squash.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll do it next time. If you guys, you've got to sculpt a creature that I asked you to sculpt. How about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll give you a challenge. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Boy.
How about that? We'll do that next
I'll start sculpting now.
I won't tell you till you're ready to go. All right. I won't tell you.
All right.
That's all right.
No, challenge accepted, sir.
We'll do that.
Yeah, Paul, I didn't get very far on mine. I'm like kind of partially hacking away here, so I got a lot of work to do.
In the nose already. I always seem to do my noses too long.
Sleepy zombie, but he's got it's just blocking. I'm just too blocking. I'm staring at Mike's pictures. I can't help.
You guys are fast, man.
I still got to get rid of like all this, and I'm gonna give him that
the zombie.
We talked about the slack jaw like 10,000. Oh, I did about 10,000 times tonight. But I'm gonna give him like a slack jaw and the emaciated gums, kind of. You know, he's kind of had it. He doesn't even have the energy to even bite anybody anymore.
Yeah, he's sleepy. Yeah. He's sleepy. That's right. I forget what we did.
He's done. He's full of brains.
Yeah, there.
Very cool, guys.
Yeah, well, and this is where you can find all of us. There's Mike, and then here's where you can find all of us. We're certainly on all the dumb socials and all that good stuff. But just go to YouTube. We got a few different 100 and something episodes, and but this was
over 180.
Oh God! All right, now I feel old. Mike, this was absolutely a treat, and we're definitely having you back on.
I'd love that.
Oh, fantastic!
Well, and make sure you celebrate. We'll toast one tonight to the birthday boy over there.
We'll all do that.
Yeah, this has been really, really fun. Paul, anything else?
Okay. No, again, thanks to Mike. Thanks to everybody that tuned in tonight. There was some pretty awesome people checking it out. It's always gets a little nerve-wracking when all your artistic idols are watching as well. So
yeah,
it's very cool, man.
Yeah, John says, good to see you. Been too long. You guys can
see you later, Johnny. Get well, Johnny, please. Yeah.
I'm glad he is on the mend.
Johnny P. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. P. And Johnny P. watching. We got so many people.
Very kind of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't be happier. Mike, thank you so much.
See you guys. Have a great night.
So what we'll do is we'll have you back. But until then, thanks everybody for joining in, and we'll see you next time on another Carvers and Creators. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Cheers.
Oh, you plugged right off.
Yeah.
All right. No, that was awesome. What a great guy. Great guy.
I mean, I cannot believe he did all the giant statues he did were two fucking people in full life size. Anyway.
Isn't he the best? The best. So until next time, Maddie. You're gonna log off?
Oh,
we can hang out for another hour.
Yeah. Did I not log off? Let's do that.
You never log off.
Yeah, why not?